That's so much of Nuke is the anticipation and the coordination. And those are two things that we saw majorly lacking for Havan Liberty on their CT side. So it has to change here. They have to show us a completely different phase. They're going to come in just with the pistol armor in this round. Nothing too special. There's util on the other side. Let's see what they've got to show us. I look, they had some bonkers individual plays. They had some bonkers moments. They had a ripper of a T side on Vertigo. I'm willing to be surprised here. But the issues that we saw could be major Achilles heels on this map.
Well, Ali's going to get the first engagement. There's the aggression, and he finds the tap to the head of Showtime. So great start for Havan. Information gained by DRG as well. Is going to fall back. Will he survive? He will. He gets into the cubby and finally does go down to Delbonius. That's the B site taken by Imperial. Ali's trying to hurry up and prevent the bomb plant from going down, and he does exactly that. Swings around for a second, looking for the fourth on the round, but he finally is denied by Delboni. 2v2. Anyone's round at this point, though, as Delboni gets Horby down, Horby goes down to 1 HP, and Delboni is trying to fight away to find a frag. Remix drops him, and then Skulls gets the last one. A crazy turn of events, as we've gotten used to between these two teams, it seems, Mike, but 1-0 in favor of Havan. Yes.
John, I think I can say one thing comfortably. I don't think the pace of play from Havan Liberty is going to change here at all.
No, not at all. Here's an interesting stat, though, Mike. I'm not sure if this is going to say anything about the result.
Stat.
Yeah, so against Paqueta yesterday, Havan Liberty lost on Nuke 9-16, and Imperial won on Nuke 16-11. So by that logic, technically, Imperial should win this one, right?
Sure. I've stopped trying to make sense of any of this. Skull's going to spray down two here. How about Liberty? Nice start to this round, and obviously there was very minimal investment without the bomb plant. There's really nothing to show here for Imperial, so they're going to get massacred. Skull's even just sticking to the pistol to make sure he gets that third kill, and here comes the chase. Here's about extermination, and indeed, that round is over and done with very quickly.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, you'd have to assume that the pace of play will slow down a little bit once the rifles get up and running for both teams. Well, I mean, yeah, it's Nuke. You don't have to do that on Nuke. There's no reason.
Yeah, there were a lot of moments where there was no reason on Vertigo as well.
You're right.
I refuse to believe the pace of play is going to slow too much here until proven otherwise. Havan Liberty want these fights right off the rip. So now they've got two SMGs in a round where the rifles are out. How do you compensate? This is one of those rounds where most teams will get aggressive in terms of trying to close some of the angles in towards lobby. DRG is going to dump a deep smoke and play behind it. That's a nice way to do it. Doc will flirt with his vent drop to see if they're going to go for it. It's not a bad read either. There's presence by the squeaky door that they've shown. Could be risky if they actually try and get out towards vent, and indeed they have. Can Doc capitalize? Not quite. A nade into that corner would ruin their day, but it's going to come in a little bit too late. Still does damage. The second one might chase up a kill, but they're able to withdraw. They're able to get out of there. Disaster averted for Imperial.
At least for the time being. Imperial will be falling back. And Horvey gets tagged a little bit on his retreat, going down to 54. But Imperial have to be happy with the fact that all 5 players survive what was a very tense situation. ZQK taking his time, pushing up towards the other yard. He's joined by 2 of his teammates as Showtime watches the flank to see if anyone decides to push up into that T roof. As of right now, Imperial slowing down the pace of play considerably, and Havan, for once, not forcing the issue. Ali waiting inside of mini, gets 2, looking for the third, and there it is. The 3-piece comes through. Doc cleaning up the rest on Horvey and Showtime, and that is a 3rd round for Havan Liberty. The patience finally pays off.
Okay. Starting things off well here for the Havan Liberty. The initial phase finds damage, then yeah, patience coming through. So that's something we were questioning for this squad. It seems like that pace of play will, in fact, change on Nuke, and that's something that we do love to see.
You have to.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just, after Vertigo, I didn't know what I believed anymore. Heavy investment in this round for Imperial. They'll be looking for a bomb plant at the very least. Otherwise, a little bit of cash left on the table here. Doc. Cheeky angle, bold play, but it does catch Horvey here. Does he just swap a deal for a Tech 9? Well, I guess we know what he likes, and Remix likes to make a lot of money. Moolah made with that SMG. CK Zal, the last to survive, and there will be nothing doing in this round. Havan Liberty wasting no time dealing with those pistols, just crunching on in and destroying them.
Yeah, and the anti-ecos, they certainly are going back to that aggressive style, which you can't blame them for. But once the rifles are out, they slow it down a touch.
Well,
They're gonna, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say Remix already has 9,600. There's the op. I was wondering. It's like, are you going to keep trying to make money with that SMG? Or are you going to break out the big green? Here comes the big green.
Where is he gonna post up with that AWP? Well, looks like it's gonna be in Havan. He's having a peek towards the outer yard. Smokes are being tossed down.
Stop going through Squeaky.
Yeah.
No, he's right on the other side of the Squeaky door. That's Doc's spot on this map. I like the idea. He's slightly off base with Showtime, but still damage done. That spray wasn't the worst idea in the world, though. With Moore's risk. Trying to catch that garage player, but at least for the moment, staying alive, finding a lot of damage here as Skulls. They're not able to zero in any of these kills just yet, although now Showtime has been collected by the AWP. Good position for Delboni, though. Ali trying to retake that space, will be punished. Remix has to be wary now. Two players coming up to Secret. They want to force this fight, but CK Zhao's holding for it. There's the clear, there's the kill for CK Zhao. Great way to take advantage of an angle while having minimal health to work with. The DRG is now just going to be posted up. They can leave him alone. He'll hear a lot of information here, but his team needs to be able to capitalize. With the AWP low, you got to imagine they're a little nervous about the hasty peeks, and Skulls drops. A flank for DRG could be well timed, though. That drops the bomb. It's out in the open. It should be recoverable. They got to make the move to do it. The nade's a little late to chase, and they've gotten away with this.
All right, and Harvey's going to close it out. DRG going down for the count, and Imperial are on the board with a first. A good round coming through from them. And I think CK Zhao, that's an important frag that he finds. He was very lit, like you mentioned. Excellent angle, held. Doesn't take any damage because he couldn't in that engagement, and opens up the space that Imperial needed to work with. And grabbing that bomb at that moment in the 1v3 was critical as well, because if they don't, then maybe it would have been even worse. The nade just a touch late. Anyway, Imperial gonna try and build off of that one, but Havan Liberty have enough money in the bank to buy up 4 M4s and the AWP as Harvey tosses a Molotov right into a smoke. In fact, 2 Molotovs go into the smoke there. A little bit of a waste from both sides. It's Harvey looking for that wall spam. A little bit of damage done to Doc, but he is going to hold this spot, pulls out a little bit of utility, and second guesses himself a little bit, and gets the rifle back out as his teammate will re-smoke instead.
Comes the motion outside. There's been a player deep in garage holding this entire time. It's Ali. And they're going to work their way down Secret, so this isn't bad. Potential pinch on in. There's no one in position towards lower to deal with them, but with 2 players there at the last round, they're a bit wary. Lots of footsteps being made, and here comes the response. DRG has obviously gotten the comms that there's players down the Secret steps. Will have been heard the whole way through by the player in garage. The question is, can he hold on? Otherwise, Remix's position becomes a bit untenable. He's got to find a way to get away. DRG will police here. Dodges the flashbangs, but he's just been spotted. Now they've got the info towards either side. And a reposition coming through. DRG wants to buy that time to allow the op to stay posted up on this angle for as long as possible, but here's the adjustment. They're coming back towards A. They've seen that presence. They're hoping for the rotation, and with 25 seconds left on the clock, they're going to make their move. This is what Ali was waiting for this entire time. His garage position comes in clutch, and now there's still players on the site. Oh, getting overwhelmed. He gets spawn planted. The retake is swift and merciless, all onto Delboni. He was trying to be the linchpin to end this round, but as it is, he's not even going to have time for the plant. He's not going to have time for this round. He's already lost it. Needs to not go for the peak and not die after the timer.
Oh, it's just a little unlucky for ZQK. I thought he was going to flick around and find the no-scope, but just denied by Skulls. And Havan Liberty get the 5th round on the board. They isolate the round victory for Imperial, who couldn't even get the bomb plant into that round. But they still have enough to get AKs. It won't be as much utility as they'd probably like, but it's still enough to get 5 smokes and 2 Molotovs. So it's enough to work with here. And you're going to see them perhaps immediately throw these smokes towards outer yard and the A site. Already got one out here. That's from the CTs, but Imperial starting to get set up for a wall of smokes. Look at this aggression coming through from Remix over at Red Box. I'm not sure if Showtime has an inkling that he's here, but it kind of feels like he's peering around the edge of this smoke, looking for a target, and now Remix didn't like being that far up for that long, so he will back off. DRG going to have a lot of contacts here. 4, in fact. He's trapped as well. He has to fight his way out of this position. He will get one, but only one. Hoping for another one to come in from his teammate, but it won't happen. CK's out, drops him, and Showtime gets Doc. 4v3. Remix and Ali gonna have to stand on their heads here in the defense, and Remix gets it off to a good start, finding Showtime and reducing this man advantage down to only one. Oh no, but Delboni sees Remix trying to readjust, takes him down, and Ali in this situation, well, you just gotta go for the save.
Really do. Should be able to get this AWP, though, in order to bolster the saved weaponry. Right? Oh, no, it's an M4. I don't know why I thought that was the up. Would have been nice. Just not going to happen. AK? AK? No AK. He's just checking bodies for nades at this point. So it is going to be a round here for Imperial. A nice one as well. Ali saving should allow them to buy with no limitations. His one gun is the key that makes this. Nah. CK's out of stocks. Yeah. Don't hunt, don't hunt, don't hunt, don't hunt. It's important. Wanted to get a bit further away from the bomb, and there it goes. Okay. Okay. So Imperial, a second round on the board, but for Havan, an opportunity to immediately answer it back. This round, though, I would say this is pivotal. I would say this is a pretty clutch situation. It's just going to be rifles on the other side. And we'll see. If Imperial can crack them here, it's a chance to stack some rounds early. Remix has even gone to the glass cannon. That's interesting.
See if he can do anything. He's going to charge up in the same position he was early on that previous round. This time it's going to pay dividends. Showtime was not expecting that push. Remix gets one, and Ali supports for a second. Excellent response after losing that previous round. The aggression is coming back in full force from the Havan Liberty side. And now, well, they will get punished for it. Delboni finds the headshot on Remix, so the op is down, and he's managed to make his way all the way down to Secret. ZQK is going to join him as well. That's a lot of map gained here for the Imperial side. They will still be a man short, though. ZQK pushing up. Horvy's already in position over at the vents to make sure no one can drop down, so that gives ZQK one less thing to think about, Mike.
Comes the maneuver. Gonna go for this bomb plant. Shouldn't be able to contest it. Nope, Havan Liberty will have to allow this. And now decent holding the post as well. Horvy control the vents. Players down by Decon. Provided they stay stable here. Oh, a whole lot that can be done to creep on through. Doc's gonna spot. Realize what's going on, and a Molotov will make sure he can't come around the corner. But what was that? So timid for ZQK. Didn't realize there was already a player in the angle, and Ali will get another. Great movement from him. And that might just secure the round. Delboni looking for them. They still don't realize there's another in the vents, and Delboni making some noise here, but the bomb's not planted for him. He's the one who planted it as well. No, actually not. But he's pulled him off!
What?
What? Could have just stuck it to 1v4 the ace! What? What?
Okay. Well, I mean, second time that Havan Liberty has lost the one before, but this time, I think it was really well earned by Delboni, right? Because he had two players charging down towards him in those back halls at the B site, and he managed to take both of them down, isolating the fights by himself, then going on to the bomb site, fragging the one that was trying to defend the bomb diffuser and pulled him, I mean, honestly, pulled the player off the bomb. Maybe he would have had it, but I think Delboni was going to check it anyway. So, well played on the Imperial side to pull that one off, get a third on the board, and CK's out. Spots out Skulls, just pistols for Havan Liberty this time, but DRG is at least going to get one, only one, goes down. His teammate is hiding right next to Red, but you have to imagine that Imperial are going to clear this. He hits the head of CK Zhao and gets the frag, but does go down. Still, 3v2, something special could happen here for Havan Liberty, but you see Imperial, they spot one out, they know where Ali is, and Doc, well, he's not in much of a position to support unless he comes on this flank very quickly. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it?
Okay, eventually starts connecting the silencer, helping him there. And they just take so long to figure out where he's actually shooting them from. Why are you sticking around in the fight? You're down to 4 health now. ZQK is going to drop down and then try and fight some more? What are you doing? Just leave.
I mean, the USPS is a laser beam. They can really tap those shots easily. I can't believe he went back for that fight again.
I can't believe he fought that. Okay. Wow. All right. Ali's now in position because they've obviously had the time, but he can't connect. just the P2K. I mean, you can't blame them, but the fact that they got that close to taking a round off of USPs is madness. Imperial cannot be allowing those kind of casualties to just the naked pistols. It's absurd.
The thing is, if you have the time to place your shots with the USPS, you can hit a lot of headshots in a row, especially even from a range, right? So
yeah.
It was, I mean, the fact they left their flank open a little problematic, but still, at least Havan Liberty gave it a good old college try. That said, Imperial up to 4 rounds now. They called for a timeout. They're doing really well on their T side. A couple more rounds, and they'll head over with a nice little scoreline onto their CT side, Mike. And the economy is not pretty for Havan Liberty. Lost bonus at 2,900, but should they lose this round, they will not be able to full on buy into the next one. They do have an op, 3 M4s of Hamas, and pretty much full utility at their disposal here. So it's up to Imperial to bring it to them.
All right. What do they do with the op? Let's get weird with the op. Let's do something with Remix. Where's he going? Up into heaven. It's not too weird. Pretty straightforward, actually. Very straightforward. He'll have responsibility for outside. They're very much expecting a fast A play based on their initial posturing. Lots of presence here. It's a tag going back the other way, but nothing substantial yet. And Doc. Well, this is what Doc likes to do. Doc likes to push. They've actually tempered his aggression quite a bit on this map so far. Yeah. Doc has not just been unleashed to chase. But this might be the moment. Oh, he actually backs away. Okay. Okay. So the Nuke CT side, I will say, very different from Vertigo.
They must have found a lot of success on Vertigo just pushing down scaffolding. You have to imagine against the previous opponents. Back at this lead. Doc's gonna drop down from the top of that, getting 2K over on Showtime, and CK's out. Great start for Havan, but he pulls the utility. That will be his undoing. He does have support at that A site, but smartly, Imperial are gonna back off of this. Unfortunately, Delboni does go down to alley. That leaves only ZQK and Horvey to deal the damage, and now only Horvey. Remix, it's a nice shot with the op. Horvey's position probably known. I think Remix might have seen the tip of his AK, and now he's definitely seen him peek around for Squeaky.
Why do you even post up again? All right, it works. It works, John. But holy cow, there's so many moments.
Yeah,
there's so many moments where they just the repeaks come in unnecessarily and aggravate me, drive me up the wall, drive me insane. This Havan Liberty side, it feels like I mean, they've obviously got oodles of talent, right? Just sometimes they make it so hard for themselves. Still, that round's going to be converted, so nicely done. They don't lose the op. Remix does find that kill. So a 2-round lead here. Pressure coming back the other way. It is a force buy in Tex, P250, Mac 10, single Galil. Far from a full deck to be working with. And Imperial, they are going to hold to see if some aggression comes in, but Havan has certainly tempered that in this map.
Hey, you talk about how good Havan are. I mean, technically, over the last month, a little bit or so, even more than that, they're 8-2 over their last 10 BO3s. The only losses coming to 9Z, who are quite good themselves, and Bravos, who we mentioned, are very solid too. So, I mean, technically, they've improved leaps and bounds since Imperial beat them back in March, where they were struggling much more. So, I mean, that performance on Vertigo, a bit of a question mark, and here on Nuke, it's better. Obviously, they're more tempered, like you said, on their CT side, but there's still a lot left to be desired. Really try to push out here. Oh, no, DRG! He gets caught out with his knife. He manages to get one, surprisingly, and ZQK trades it out. Now he's going to upgrade to an AK. Thank you very much for the gift, says ZQK, as Imperial are going to walk on over to that B site, and no one's really there in position to deny the bomb plant.
You want to talk about gifts? This site is a gift. There's going to be a kill with a Mac 10, looking for more. Not damage done there for Delboni, but still a 1-for-1 trade with the SMG is not a bad result. And time for them to get the post plants. This Tech 9 at that distance is deadly. Might as well be an off, and Showtime will make it one. 2 brilliant kills with the Tech 9. Fabled pistol of the T side. It's all going to be left to Skulls. It's all going to be left to Skulls. Looking like they're in a prime position to give this up. They'll face together on the Imperial side. Still another chance given. But this time it's converted by Imperial.
nothing is a sure thing between these two teams.
No.
I mean,
but I will say,
1v3, yeah.
it's Havan's habit to give up the 1v4s.
Yes, twice. So
Twice.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, Imperial get 5. That's already a good T side. I mean, anything more is excellent on their end. And looking at Havan Liberty, well, I mean, they could get more. 3 Deagles, USPS, and I believe a P2000, or no, it's P250, coming through for Doc. Horvey, charging on through there, not wasting any time getting into ramp room. They've read the economy of Havan, and they're just going to charge on forth. The MAC-10 at the tip of the push, and Remix gets one, only one. Horvey drops him to the ground with the MAC-10. Delboni gets one right before that on DRG, and they've already taken this B site. Ali's in a pretty cheeky position to do some damage. He gets one, but CK Zhao limits it to that with the Galil. Now Skulls and Doc are on the outside looking in. They do only have pistols invested into this round, but they can definitely go for something.
Or he was thinking about upgrading. There's going to be the upgrade. It's like, wait, do I keep the MAC-10? Do I try and make some more money? Nah, I just have the rifle. Also prevents them from getting their grubby little mitts on it in the haze of all this smoke. Is that the connection? Oh, that was! Okay, Skulls. Okay, Skulls. Not going to be able to convert the round, but once again, they do make it expensive. Very messy rounds against these pistols. Still, 6 rounds have already been found on the T side here of Nuke. We've talked about it, despite... you know, Nuke's CT side traditionally being the stronghold, this Havan side have shown us that defending is not necessarily their forte.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit
Just
of problems.
just a touch.
Yeah, tiny bit. Delboni, though, I want to highlight him. 16 and 6, including that ace. He has been excellent for Imperial, coming back from quite a slow line. I think it was 4 or 5 at one point, but Imperial managed to string together quite a few rounds. This time, though, Havan, DRG going to drop the 3-piece, looking for the quad kill, and he will get it to cap off the round. Havan Liberty in style, going to end that round win streak and pick up a 7th.
Woof. Okay. Okay. Little heat on that one. Little heat there for Havan. Great time to do it. The Liberty looking liberated from the shackles of economic turmoil, as they'll actually be able to invest back into this round comfortably and have something left over. Got a couple found AKs as well. The war trophies coming in. Let's see what Imperial can do, because once again, it's a force buy. We've seen this work out, obviously. The Tech 9's deadly. So they got to be nervous regardless of what's arrayed against them on the other side, but Horvey's been dropped, and with him, the one Tech 9. Perhaps that gun, the most important gun here. But he's going to come the rapid towards A. The bomb leads the charge, which is interesting. None of the teammates with them either, so a little bit bold to say the least. And what this round, they're going to get nothing out of it. Just nothing doing. CQK left to try and bait someone into giving him a kill on a gun, but the likelihood, I'd go at slim to none.
Yeah, 0.1%. Okay, yeah. DRG will just blindside him with the AK, and at that point, Imperial, they were going for the push, a quick push onto the A site. First player went down, they just went, you know what, we're full sending it, let's go, and they charged out pretty much entirely to their deaths. So Imperial will lose that one. Havan pick up an 8, so at the very least they're going to take a lead into the second half of action, but a slim one regardless of what happens here. How slim it is, well, that's up to Imperial to decide. They've got 4 Deagles and the Scout, not much utility either, so this heavily favors Havan Liberty.
Ooh. But early spamming coming through, not really finding anything for it. Showtime just trying to eagle shots into Mini. Horvey's actually taking advantage of that spray to get further out, but Skulls was ready for it. Horvey showing himself just a bit too much. And now the player deep in garage should have 2 for free. 1 certainly, and there's the second as well. Finishes his food. It's going to be 9 rounds on the board here for Havan. Not much going on. No chance to escape, and Remix to put a cap on that one. We'll be back after this quick break.
and told me to be myself. So when I went and found myself, the ones who told me back then, be true to who I am, ain't think we was really gonna win. Now they watching us from the sidelines while we drowning victories like we in high tides. I'm getting my prize, only thing my eyes is locked in on. Half a milli, mine. I want it right now, don't waste my time. Family in a penthouse with a view sky high. Blood, sweat, and tears bring more to my eyes. Cause the whole gang winning, I done gave my life. Odds low, but we did it, ain't we? And we always moving, never on the same thing. Now our lives are highlight reel. We like the thrill, this life's ideal. The hype is real.
We know it, it's just the way we live. We own it, cause that we love the thrill. We know it, it's just the way we live. We're grown up kids.
And we're back here with this second half of play between Havan, Liberty, and Imperial. There's a lead for Havan, but this is pretty much what you expect out of a nuke, so it's been pretty vanilla so far. Now, Imperial headed to their CT side on their own map pick. We don't really know which way this cookie is going to crumble. What we do know is that for Havan, a heartbreaker on Vertigo, well, it's their chance to avenge it, and their T side in particular has been very good today. So let's see if that continues here, John.
Well, here's the thing, you know, this is going pretty much according to plan for Imperial. They typically win 46% of their rounds on their T side and 54% on their CT side. So, assuming those numbers come through, they should be in prime position to take the win here. That said, Ali is going to find the opening kill over on Harvey and goes right down those vents. A lot of space gained here by Havan as they're going to go to the B side, and Ali's on fire. Finds a second, but CQK with the response and more. Looking for a third one here on Skulls, but finally gets shut down, at least for the moment. He has to back off here. CK's out around the corner with the dualies. Gets one, firing away all the rounds that he has in both of those guns. He will get a second on Skulls.
He's finally run out of bullets.
Oh my goodness, DRG's trying to clutch it out. He's got two, and he gets the third. What a round! Havan Liberty take it.
Oh my goodness! Look, I know you got a lot of bullets in those dualies, but eventually you have to reload, and then it takes a whole long time fumbling with the two guns. Like, I'm gonna get the magazine back in. How do you do it? It's much easier in the Matrix, where you can just throw the dual pistols away and generate more magically. But that is going to be an important pistol round here for the Havan Liberty. It looked a little rough for them on the retake. It was a decent setup for Imperial, but I liked the pistol round call, right? It's pretty straightforward. You go for the vent drop, you get the play in. Works out nicely. Here it comes. Force spot. Back the other way. Can Imperial get anything going with the lesser weaponry? Hasn't really been their forte in Showtime. Well, he'll be melted right off the rip.
That's good spam there with the MAC-10 through the smoke. And 5v4 in favor of Havan. Okay, ZQK. He's going to tag DRG, maybe go for another tag here. Can't catch on anything, and eventually gets overloaded by the MAC-10 as well. That's already $1,200 built up by those SMGs. Delboni, though, does get a response on Doc. That's a gun potentially picked up here on the front.
How is that fight won? How is that fight won for CK Zhao? Now a great flashbang. A second kill comes through for Delboni. The man who pulled off the ace in the first half may have just done it again here for his team, and this time with just a lowly dig. Harvey gets the next with the CZ, and out of nowhere, this round just falls apart entirely here for the Liberty. I mean, just one cheeky Delboni with a deagle, and your whole round comes crumbling down. 3 rifles stolen away. The defuse on the Force Spy was getting blanked in the initial face, but it turns out beautifully here for Imperial.
Yeah, they've seen that before in the previous map where they won the pistol round, Imperial that is, and then lost the Force Spy, and after that it was a crazy run that came through from Havan, so perhaps roles being reversed here on Nuke. We'll have to wait and see, though, as Havan Liberty are walking into this one with a Force Spy of their own, 2 Tech 9s, the MAC-10 and 2 PG-50s, maybe a quick hit onto the A site. Is what's in store here for Havan, but Doc in the meantime is going more towards Mini, and Havan Liberty have slowed up just a tad into lobby. Maybe give themselves a little bit of space to throw that utility and get a proper execute going here, Mike.
Showtime. It is showtime here. Connects, looking for a little bit more, but so far the kill's working out beautifully. And it is going to be a very clean round. Some damage taken, but no bodies dropped. Means that now that CT economy can start to flourish. They're going to have all the nades in the world, and no bomb plant here as well means the Havan Liberty are going to have to let this next round slip away. Minimal investment is expected here. Remix likely saving towards that AWP, and Imperial have a prime chance to bring this within one.
It's just such a shame for Havan. You know, it's really hard, of course, to get those T-side victories as it is. And when you find the pistol round, you lose the force after that to the opposing side. Oof. Well, Imperial, although the first round didn't go to plan, everything else since that point has been gravy for them. Only a Deagle bought up here on the Havan Liberty side. Remix had enough money to invest into that. Everyone else, nothing at all, except what they brought into it, which is that lowly a Glock. Remix peeking around, does spot a body. Maybe a shot gonna come through here, and it does. Headshot for Remix on Showtime. Looking for a second, and they're giving him the opportunities, Mike. Luckily, CK's out connects on it, but now Ali's picked up the M4 over at Mini to drop ZQK. This is getting scary for Imperial. Havan continues to press the issue. CK's out, gets one. Delboni with the 3-piece. Nice transfer for him, and he takes care of business.
I think everyone on this roster owes Delboni like 3 dinners at this point.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, hold on. I'm going to check how old he is before I say a nice stiff drink. Oh, yeah, he's good. He's 23.
Enough, yeah.
He's 23. Yeah. That guy has now saved your bacon in 3 rounds. I mean, obviously the ace, the 1v4, nuts. But the 3K in the last round, and then here as well to recover from a dangerous situation. Delboni right now is not only the backstop for this team, John, he is the only player who's positive on the scoreboard. ZQK is going to try and change that alchemy, but he's so far forward with this off, and fortunately the smokes will give him cover to get away.
That's crazy.
Right? It's insane. He's the only player positive right now.
Not only that, he's 11 frags ahead of the second place player. He's doubled up on the scoreline.
Yep.
Of second place. Wow.
That's Delboni having a game, but they need him to. They need him to continue doing it because he's still the one who's hitting. He's going to have reinforcements here. 3 players battling back from the ramp, and that is a good read. Havan are totally into this one. Or if he working his way into a cheeky angle, wants the peek, wants the swing, and they realize there's so many in here, they do. They make it a tomb. Everybody gets a piece of that action. Great response from Imperial. They work together, and that's beautiful. Showtime gets his last kill to get the team ace, but Showtime instead's going to catch a bullet in the face. You just can't have good things for Showtime. Or Showtime.
Doc just trying to shoot through the floor there.
Why not?
AWP. Yeah, I guess. Maybe he can get lucky and connect on something. He's trying to clear a secret. Oh, man, he had so much time to take that shot.
Yeah, what are you doing? Sleeping at his keyboard. He was, reaching behind him to scratch, hand off the mouse. Happens sometimes. Happens. Usually not in this tense a moment, but it does happen. It's going to be the save attempt here. There's a player coming around the shutters. Doc, is he looking the right way at the right time? He is. Okay. Op saved. Maybe stop hunting him. Obviously, you'd really like to take this out of his hands, but you also really don't want to lose the round. So give it 6 seconds and then chase.
Yes. And, well, the good news is, at least up until this point, Imperial have brought a lot of bodies up and running into the next round for a few rounds in a row now. And, well, they've built up their economy on CT side. So everything going to plan. Everything's picture perfect here for the CT side of Imperial. They've tied it up at 10-10 after being down 9-6 at the beginning of the half. They have all the momentum. Havan's in a bit of a tough spot in terms of their economy. You do have Doc that managed to save the AWP, but everyone else is going to have to go for pistols. I mean, they could not be better. Let's see if they can make it work here up against this light buy for Havan, and if losing that opportunity to take down the op will come back to haunt them. Delboni, who's been the key to victory here for Imperial, is going to be so... Goodness. He's waiting at ramp, but that nade was meaty, perfectly thrown. DRG goes down to 21 HP, and then Delboni, oh, well, flubs
Whiffs
the
it.
Molotov. It's okay.
Major whiffage. As long as he hits his bullets, he can flood the mollies. But now, obviously, the bullets are going to be needed a little bit sooner.
What?
Whoa, he's whiffing all of his util. What's going on here? And he's going to be dead. Dropped in this one. Doc given every indication that not only was there a player here, but he can't throw a nade. Well, it's a weird one. Certainly going to be punished for it, but now there is a player down by the rat hole. It's Showtime. Showtime who's the backstop in this round. Some support's coming in the form of ZQK, but he's not going to be in the angle quick enough to help, I don't think. He's coming around towards Decon. Wants to pop that. Showtime looking for a first face. Won't find it. Damage found. That's the AWP down. The AWP will be retrieved, but now they come flooding in, and Showtime holds up for 3. What a moment for Showtime to come alive. That missed shot, well, it wasn't even missed. It wasn't a kill, though. Might give an opportunity here. Remix low. Tucked in the rat hole. Trying to get the bomb plant. They need to get it. That bomb will go down. A nice nade, but they didn't predict the right spot. Look at the cumulative health here. They got about 40 points of health between them. And they slip away. The op in towards Decon might just be the thing that they need. Bomb's not really planted for this, but it can be. And Imperial letting some time whittle off the clock. The op's going to be able to hit a shot as they timidly make their way through. Now that first player's been spotted, but they don't know about the confirmed damage they've got on both of these. And meanwhile, there's one by the blue box. Just going to be on to Ali, who's trying to hide his position as long as possible. Now it's been revealed. One shot needed. Indeed, it is hit. Is there time?
It's going to be tight.
Whoa. Yeah, they've got it. They've got it. Okay.
Oof. All right, Imperial do have it there. 11-10 in their favor. Havan making it close. But Imperial had enough in the tank to pull it off. And man, Showtime. Only 7 frags here. It's not that many. But in terms of impact, those 3 that he just found were so important for Imperial. He shut down that all-out push coming from ramp enough for his teammates to come in and make sure that that post-plant retake was viable. So, here we go. Havan will have 4 AKs and the op into this round. This is their proper buy-up. That previous round just managed to, well, go pretty well for them.
Going to come to play around. Here's going to come to wrap in. Skulls looking to make the space, looking to do it. The ops will be awkward on the retake, but if they get enough damage on the take, who cares? Oh, that's a huge kill to find for Ali. He's done so much again and again. Big player for this team. Top on the board for them now. And they're looking for more. There's a player down below vents. It's going to be so tough for Showtime to get back up with just the ops on the other side to do anything. This is going to be tricky. They're hoping. He goes for the vent drop. He does. That drops the bomb. Why?
Oh my
You
goodness.
had the site clear. The round was your oyster. Now you've opened it up to find not a pearl, but a whole lump of gross, squelchy sand. Oh, this is bad. John, the drop's going to come through, but that's a kill for free. And then the op peers in a huge blunder for the Havan Liberty.
I don't mind the peak. That's not the problem. Well, I mean, I mind the peak with the bomb plant. The bomb on your back. That's what I mind. You can't do that. Go and plant the bomb. The site is open. What are you wasting your time hunting down more frags? Think about the frags after the bomb is planted down to the ground. Instead, now, the round win streak continues for Imperial on their CT side. And Havan, yeah, you do have full loss bonus to work with, but, you know, eventually it's going to get a little tight when you keep buying down to below $500. 3 AKs, a MAC-10, and a Galil coming through here. Delboni aggressively pushed up, more so than usual, towards that trophy room, and he's hoping to spot out a Havan Liberty member who gets a little bit too eager down into that ramp room, but it looks like Havan are setting up for an A hit, and that's a great entry from DRG. Horvey goes down. That means a plant should be able to come through, and that helps even more. Ali dropping Showtime. CK South thinking, oh man, what do I do? Yeah.
I like the call. I like the call. You have all the momentum. That round, they get a fast play in, and it works. Don't give up your momentum here. Bonnie's even going to collect the first player on the hunt. There's some decent support to get these players into their save angles. It should be okay. So, you can see the round here. Havan Liberty are on the board for the first time since their pistol, if I'm not mistaken. But, by keeping these 3 guns up, you don't really let this map start to get out of control in the slightest.
No, you're absolutely right. And the double op, that's a heavy investment. You don't want to lose that, there's no doubt. And here, look, you save the 3 rifles. You have Showtime and ZQK on above 5K in terms of money. They will be able to drop for their teammates, and you have another full-on buy coming through. So you're absolutely right, Mike. That was the right call. Even though it was a very early save call, definitely trending in the right direction for the Imperial side. Havan Liberty, on the other hand, they're happy to finally get another round on the board, up to 11. Round number 24. I'm just thinking, Mike. Perhaps
Yeah.
overtime.
Oh, yeah?
Again.
Yeah, you getting that tingle?
I
A little
am.
early. Little early, yeah. But, I mean, look, after Vertigo, I certainly wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
between these two teams. Delboni's about to get a chance at that first shot, and he's got it. Able to regroup as well, go around the next door angle. You're really going to test that try? Wouldn't recommend it. Advantage still for Imperial. Some pressure back on, and that's a huge kill to find on Horvey. He stuck around, knowing that he couldn't get out of his angle clean, that there wasn't any support. Now they're pressuring into the site, and there comes another. Remix finding it. Showtime might just get peppered down behind the smoke. The spam is good. To be left to Delboni with that AWP. He's not as free to maneuver as he was before. Clutch is harder to come by. Even hits that shot, but he'll be dead to the nade. All right. That's going to be the tied scoreline here. That's going to be an eco needed for Imperial. Look, far be it for me to tell them how to play their round, but maybe just giving Delboni the rifle gives him the freedom he needs to make some of those nuttier plays.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you, Mike. It would be great to have him on that rifle since he's been doing so well with it. And typically, I mean, I think it's Horvey that usually has it up, at least according to
The secondary,
statistics.
yeah.
Yeah, secondary.
What I
So
will
don't
say
know.
is Delboni has now, for 2 rounds in a row with that AWP and ramp room, gotten a pick, an initial pick, and not been traded. So it is tough to hold him too much from his just to retake
what?
the hard. How is this the round that goes away? How is this the round that falls apart? Everything on the site falls apart, and DRG swinging out. Havan Liberty. It's always the easy rounds. Give me's to get them. They try and go for just the really fast play on towards A. Everybody swinging out, not waiting a moment to see what's happening on the CT side. And the CTs, well, they stacked. They stacked, they anticipated it, they played it out, and they will shut this round down. A lot of smiley faces in spawn there for Imperial, and they are feeling pretty good about this one. Okay, 13-12, the scoreline. Everything you could possibly want back up, including Showtime's whiffed Molotov. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Player down vents. Vent drop already successful. Ali's here. Have they heard this? They haven't, and ZQK will punish. Be punished. My words are failing me. That last round was just so mad, Cap. It's insane. Delboni's trying to just play a pixel angle to come around, but the timing's going to be brutal. He even gets a tag with DRG's out at that exact moment. Oh, Delboni down. Makes this one a bitter pill to swallow, but Imperial, they're going to have to call the save.
Oh my goodness. Back and forth rounds are starting again, Mike.
Yep.
Havan Liberty. Well, they keep all 5 up and running here. Maybe going to lose Doc. Yeah, Showtime manages to spray him down. So 1 body is down. I don't blame them for going for the chase because you can really punish Imperial in this situation. And you, well, for the most part, you'll be okay as long as you keep 3 people up and running. So you can send 1 more. You know, maybe Skulls, who's got a good amount of money, or Ali, but Ali's kind of lit. He is going to go for the chase anyway. Down to 19 HP, and, well, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what happens here, because Havan Liberty have to be happy with getting a 13th round on the board, and we're tied up once more.
This does feel like the tug-of-war moment. Investment will be able to come in this round. They can go for the double up if they want it. Again. Do they want it? No. Okay, a rifle comes out. I kind of like that. I'm okay with this.
I'm very okay with it. Delboni's been way more effective with the rifle than the op. I mean, even though he has gotten those opening picks, like you said, I want him on the rifle if I'm Imperial.
The thing is, Havan Liberty are so dynamic with where they're going so fast into the takes that having the rifle to be able to play the retake more effectively is useful for them. So I do like that judgment call. Really would like someone else on this Imperial side to step up and give Delboni a little bit of help here. Because he does need it. At least for this round. Havan Liberty, they pump the brakes a bit. And it seems like they might go for an exec on A. Yeah, it's going to happen. Nades are going to be set up for it at the very least. Good smoke timing. Good follow-up as well. Does it bloom in time? It does. They want to come through, though. They want to come through. Are they going to do it? No. All right. Discipline there for Havan. We've seen them go through with those plays so many times. Now it's going to be pressure on the Delboni, and he finds some damage and has to back away. Racing in towards lower. He's already got a player down here to support. That ramp room has been lost. Havan Liberty, nice reroute. You get rebuffed on that fast A take, you just immediately flow elsewhere. Now they just have to succeed in this exec. Delboni, though, is the first man they've got to get past, and he has been so very good. And they're actually floating off of this. Oh, where do they want to go now? They've spent all their util. It's going to have to be the guns. They've got a single molly and a nade now, John. What do they want to do?
Not ideal. They have to go for the fights.
They're going Heaven. Timing everything here. Oh, Remix has it. Poor Showtime. Just get blasted once again. He's even woken up a bit, but over the lip they go. It needs to be the hero play, and CK Zhao can't zero in the last. DQK has brought back one more, but it'll fall to this man. Who else but Delboni for the big hero play. He hears the footsteps. There's the molly. He's out ahead of it. He knows there's a player in heaven. He knows one's going for the plant. Ali does get the safe plant there. Delboni with knowledge of both. The first one faces out against him. That's almost the kill. Doc almost brought this down to a clutch. They cannot face. For once, they need to stay true to the discipline. Delboni, there's a kit down right by the bomb. He'll be able to retrieve that. He knows the player's up there. If only they were in HE. If only they were in HE. Attempts at the peak. He gets the kill. The other player's close, but doesn't have the shot. Wanted to bait the response. Didn't quite have it. So this time, Ali will get the better of him.
Wow, that was a really good round for Havan Liberty. Like you mentioned, Mike, it's hard to make those mid-round adjustments sometimes. You really want to stick to your opening plan if you're Havan, especially considering how much utility they invested into that A hit. But then CK Zhao throws a perfectly timed smoke right at the entrance of Hut, and you're Havan right there. You see them pause for a moment, reflecting, okay, smoke's here. Do we continue pushing out, or do we fall back? And in that moment, they make the decision to fall back, go towards that B ramp, and they manage to suppress Delboni back into the B site. At that point, they gain all the space, and they end up deciding to not even hit B, go back up towards the A site into heaven. They really overloaded well, even though they lost a lot of bodies. Yeah, they made the best decisions in that round they possibly could, and that's why they have the lead now.
And now this is a critical moment to have it as well. Timeout coming in for Imperials. They figure out what on earth you're going to do here, right? There's a little money on Horvey, but that's about it. So you're going to have to concede map point and play for overtime here. Now, I will say, for Havan, please don't lose another round of the pistols.
Yeah, maybe
don't do it.
Go for that quick A hit.
They're not going to do it. They're going to take some outside control, which is something we really haven't seen them work too much. It's been a lot of ramp plays or upper plays. Not a lot of motion down the secret steps. And this is the round where they'll change that. Showtime! Gonna get one with the 5-7. Able to withdraw as well. That's not punishable. There's a player in garage. ZQK doing some damage. Not getting the kills just yet, and he'll be chased. Pressured on in. That nade nearly finding him. But Havan starting to look a little shaky here outside. This is where we sometimes see these rounds fall apart for them. Need to just calm, simmer. It seems like their answer is going to be to back away. Or wait for the aggression to come back through. They're just going to sit at the red box. They are. Well, this is interesting. This will whittle so much time off the clock.
I just want to point out, look how little utility Havan have left.
Yeah. Showtime, though, has to be patient about this play up the secret steps. This could be deadly. This could be the absolute dagger. He's going to find one. That's huge. And gets away. A second fall away kill there from Showtime. He is playing his position to its maximum. There's still a player in garage here. Does he realize that? He's been spotted now. QK needs to play this patient. Tries to get the info. But time's becoming an issue. There's only 35 seconds left. They have to go for an exec, and they have no information on the site itself. Ali's walked out. He's walked all the way out, but he's just been spotted. His position's been revealed, and he doesn't have the ball to cross. Oh, good clear. What awareness to realize that was the one spot that could still provide them problems. And at this point, I think they've probably done it. Bomb's going to be planted. Risk with CK Zhao pulling something, but Skulls is watching for it, so Gun's just going to be retrieved by Showtime. That'll be taken through to the next. That almost got so dangerous for the Havan Liberty, but they show calm. They show some discipline. They stay cool in the tense moments.
Oh, and the opposite saved over. Skulls comes through and takes down Showtime. Well, I mean, they'll still be able to buy one. It's okay. But no double op is available to them at the very least for Imperial. They have to win 2 in a row just to push one to overtime. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Good patience, discipline to make sure that they find those frags. They know with the pistols that Imperial's probably going to peek around and try to catch them off guard. So they wait for that to happen, find a couple off of it, and then Ali works his way into the A site and manages to clear it. He was very aware, in fact, to find Delboni over in heaven, who could have had the jump on him, but he flicked around as soon as he heard the footstep. Yes, Mike?
No kit. No kit. This is the last round. Potentially one more for Havan of the next 2, and it's done. And Imperial, well, they got to make a move here. There was a lot of noise here. They heard Showtime repositioning there, so they know exactly where he's playing from. There's the clear that comes through. Horvey's trying to hold the line, but it's got to come down to ZQK. Now the first. They're going to face in with the second. He actually backs off. Backs off. Giving up that angle.
I can't believe he gave that angle.
I mean, it's really risky to stay there, right? Because they know exactly where you're playing from, but one more shot would have been a world of difference. Now they have to be wary of him coming around. A remix repositioning might actually allow Delboni into this round. We've seen Delboni pull off some crazy plays, but where is ZQK even going? The bomb hasn't been planted yet, so it seems like they're anticipating something funky might be afoot. Delboni needs to wait for his teammate to get in position. Because right now, if he goes out, he's a dead man. Remix taking up the position and Delboni's not clearing the vent. That'll be the shot in with just an AWP now and no kit. ZQK needs to hit the gas, has no idea where these remaining players are, and he will be dumpstered right at the beginning. We are going to a third map here. We are getting 1